everybody. I am Caro. It's nice to be here. I am just gonna do some technical checkups to see that everything is working well before we jump into showing you Karting Superstars. So please help me confirm that you can hear me, that everything is working, that you can hear me clearly. I am looking at both chats on this screen, so if I'm turning away from you, it's not because I don't love you, it's because I love you so much. I want to read your questions and answer them. I think some members of my team will also be on the chat shortly. So yeah, let's set everything up and start playing. Thank you, Enzo. Okay, so now that we're established, thank you for everybody that has joined. I am so delighted to see familiar names in the chat and other friends on Steam as well. My name is Caro. I am a game developer at Original Fire Games, where we make Karting Superstars and your beloved Circuit Superstars. We released Karting Superstars on Early Access just yesterday, so I'm coming out of an exciting time. It's a game that we made under in a very short amount of time, and you know, we're a very efficient team. We love each other very much. I feel so lucky that our team loves each other. Still, putting a game in a short time frame out the door is not an easy feat. And so I'm just kind of slowly recovering my energy, but I actually get quite energized by getting people excited about what we built. And so that's why I'm here today to stream. So this is my, I'm known in the community as Blingwolf, so this is my wolf den. That's Bruce, my cat, who does not participate in the development. He's just emotional support. He was living with my brothers, Alberto and Carlos, while we created Karting Superstars and just moved back in yesterday. And as you can see, we have needed so much emotional support that he is face sleeping, sleeping on his face. He's a very tired cat. He has done good. He has been incredible support. Thank you, Bruce. Okay, so I'm just going to read a couple of questions in the chat before I jump into playing the game. Oh, thank you so much for CG, the sauropod. Thank you so much for the great feedback. I'm glad that you're having fun. Hi, Enzo. Yes, my plants are very watered. Thank you for noticing. A sweepstake for the time when Bruce is going to walk across the keyboard. He doesn't tend to do that, but he might. We'll see. Okay, let's get into the game. So, my friends, this is Karting Superstars, and it's the game that we've been wanting to make for a while. I personally grew up in racetracks alongside my family, so a little bit of family history. My brothers, so Original Fire Games, we're 5 people: Andrew, John, myself, Carlos, and Alberto, and we make Karting Superstars and Circuit Superstars. And Alberto, Carlos, and I are siblings. We grew up in Mexico City, and we grew up in racetracks, and that looked very different throughout time. At the beginning, it was watching my dad racing RC cars, gas-powered RC cars, and that was kind of like my earliest memories are of weekends in a racetrack. And then my brothers, once both of them got into their teenage years, Charlie raced RC cars as well, and then eventually started racing in karting, and same did Alberto. So a lot of our profound love for motorsport and our desire to make racing games comes from the fact that we spent quite a bit of time in racing tracks. And for me, some of my dearest memories growing up were in watching my brothers race and being accompanying them to compete and cheering them on. And a part of me wishes that I had dabbled into it as well, but at the time it wasn't a possibility. But these days, I find it very rewarding to be making racing games, because what we did do a lot together was playing racing games on our Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64. Some of the games that we played together a lot were, of course, Mario Kart and Wave Race, which I think Wave Race is one of my favorite racing games of all time, because it was just a head that was way ahead of its time. And anyways, so our love for those games has just kind of like been poured into what we've crafted here, and it's what I'm here to show you. So let's talk about Karting Superstars. It's a karting game, very small game focused on racing karts. So we're in early access, and what that means is that we want to add more content to it and a couple of features that have been requested by our community and that we are hoping to be able to get to. In terms of game modes, what we currently have available in early access is this. We have Kartcade, which is a game mode composed of randomly generated tournaments versus an AI of which the difficulty you choose. And while you play, you unlock cosmetic rewards. So this is a game that you can play single player, just on your own. You accumulate points by competing in tournaments, getting a placement, qualifying, so really normal racing. And there's extra challenges that if you complete them, they give you points so that you can unlock a lot of these cool things. So we'll come back to that in a second. Then we have time trials. So unlike Circuit Superstars, these are not weekly, these are permanent. So you can come in at any time and set a time for your favorite layout, and you can choose your ghost. So basically you can compete against the ghost of your own personal best, the person that's ahead of you, a friend that is ahead of you, and the world record, which, for me, sometimes it's just way too far and I can't even see them. It's the ghost of a ghost. And then we have the Kart Core, which in Circuit Superstars was called free play. So what this means is just design your own adventure. You choose your AI difficulty, the qualifying mode that you want to do, the race duration, etc. Then we have online ways to play. You can queue up solo, or you can create a lobby with a friend, or join an existing lobby. And that takes me to Discord. If you want to find other friends to play Karting Superstars with, you can click here and either open Discord directly or scan that on your phone, and you can join a community of very loving motorsport lovers. I use the word love a lot. Everybody is very supportive, and you can find people to race with there. You can create a custom lobby, share the code, and I'm sure that almost always there's going to be people that join you. So, any questions about that? I'm just going to pop up the chat. People are saying hi. Oh, thanks so much for the positive feedback, you guys. I don't see any questions so far, but I am delighted to read your positive comments. Thank you so much. So, before I go in, I am going to customize my kart and showcase customization for you. So first of all, I'm going to edit my driver actually. So we have two body types. This is a more male body type, and this is a femme presenting body type. I'm gonna go with that one. Yesterday on a stream, Alberto challenged me or asked me to do a Barbie a Barbie themed suit and livery, so that's why it's this is what I've got going on. But let's see, somebody suggests in the chat a different livery to go with. Maybe I'll do okay, what's a color that I'm feeling inspired by? I'm feeling serious. So I used to play a lot of Mass Effect. It's one of my favorite games, and my Mass Effect character was always black and pink. So I'm gonna go with that style. I actually dig that. I feel like, I don't know, Pepto-Bismol's Pepto? Jesus Christ, that's difficult to pronounce. If Pepto-Bismol was sponsoring me, I think this would be my livery, but they're not. Regardless, I'm gonna go with that. Okay, so then you can customize your helmet as well, and I'll take an opportunity to showcase that the wonderful Tony Kanan, who's a great friend of Original Fire Games, allowed us to use his helmet, and you unlock this by default just by purchasing the game, which is amazing. And you can also race versus his AI. He's one of the highest difficulty AIs. So thank you, Tony, for allowing us to do this. Okay, so helmet painting, pretty easy, just pink, pink, pink. Let's see, maybe a black stripe. I like this. Okay, edit driver, good. Okay, animations. So there's idle animations and celebration animations. So idle, you just play it on the lobby. Celebration, they play when you win, and when you're in a podium. So I'm gonna go with this one. I've always liked it, and even though it wasn't mocapped, I actually recorded myself in a video doing this for my best friend Cecilia, who then took it and did the animation. I love that. And then in terms of idols, let's see, what am I vibing? How am I feeling today? I'm actually feeling like this, a little bit nervous, you know, when you kind of like, you move your body like that because there's a lot of energy inside and it kind of has to come out in some form or another. So I'm gonna go with that one. Okay, now let's talk about customizing my kart. Questions. Okay, thank you for everybody that is watching. I appreciate you. Okay, so for my kart, I have not unlocked many designs. I have a Neotech one. Oh, so this is what I built yesterday, and I actually love it. This was my Barbie kart, and I think perhaps the only thing I'm gonna change is I'm gonna make this black, or maybe gray. No, black. Yeah. But yeah, I'll give you a walkthrough either way. So color customization, you can customize your wheel, which in this case, pink wheels actually look extremely ugly. So I'm just gonna make them simple silver. And then you can change the color of your frame, which I'm gonna go with like a gray. I love that. Yeah. You can change the highlights, which you can see that my brake and accelerator are changing. I really like to use this one because it looks as if they were made of gold, but I'm gonna go with silver this time. And then your steering wheel has two colors, bottom and upper one. So I'm gonna do black and a pink detail at the top. So smooth. Okay, I think I'm ready to race, but I'm going to answer your questions quickly. Hi, Playing Games. Thank you for your video. That was awesome. I really appreciate it. Hi, Scott. Nice to see you here. Nice. Okay, so let's go into Kartcade mode. I want to show you this. So Kartcade, as I was saying, what you're doing is generating a tournament of any of these difficulties and earning points and unlocking these rewards. We have helmet visors, animations for the podium and animations for the main menu, as well as helmet liveries and kart liveries. So this is a system that we wanted to do this differently than what we did in Circuit Superstars. John designed the system, and we really like what we have going on here, and we see the potential for it being something that we do seasonally. So you could imagine that perhaps during Halloween we might create a pumpkin looking or a skull looking helmet livery, or like a devil helmet and stuff like that. I'm really excited about that prospect, and so just kind of wanted to comment on that so that you can imagine the kind of stuff that we'd like to do. I would also love to have like pets or props that you could have. Yesterday John was talking about like having the driver having a pizza that he's holding with his hand, but he can't actually eat it because he has a helmet. It would just be a silly idol, but just something to bring some humor into the game. And speaking of humor, I wanted to show you my favorite animation. I really love this one. I want to work towards unlocking that one because, you know, some days you might feel this sassy. I also really loved it's the least graceful one. Yes, painful joints. If anyone has this equipped as their idol animation, please let me know. I love that. Energy Master reminds me of my favorite show, The Last Airbender. Light Fingers. Yeah, and then my favorites, some rumba, some salsa dancing. I'm actually learning currently to dance bachata, so I'm gonna be learning, paying attention to my driver's moves here. And of course the twist, because who doesn't want to celebrate that way? Okay, so with that all said, let's go into racing. I'm gonna challenge myself and go pro, and then we'll see how we do. So the game has generated a challenge for me, a tournament that puts me racing in Centrifuge, in Hidden Lake, and in Hidden Lake again. I'm not sure that I feel happy about that. I'm gonna try it again. Okay, Copperwood, Centrifuge, Maple Ridge. I love that. I like those tracks. The reason I wanted to avoid Hidden Lake is that it's difficult and I haven't practiced that much. I've been making a game, so I haven't had the time to actually go in and practice much. So, let's jump in. I actually have a question for the chat. Can you hear music? Yes, you can. Okay. So here what I'm doing is qualifying. And I'm qualifying on Copperwood, and I'm doing a terrible job from the get-go because multitasking is quite difficult, and I'm thinking about the stream and the stream health and all of these things while racing. But if there's anything I've learned, making games, and especially in this process of self-publishing ourselves, is that we can do hard things. And sometimes you gotta do them. There's no escaping doing difficult things. And hopefully the role of video games is being there for us while we do those difficult things, and to support us and calm us down. So while I philosophized about that, I qualified terribly in 9th place, so I'm not gonna get that many points for that one. Do enough people play this? Okay, let's continue into the race. Sorry, if I turn away, it's because I'm looking at the chat on YouTube so that I can answer questions. Thank you for the encouragement, you guys. Okay, so I'm about to race. It looks like Camille Boucher is just ahead of me, so I'm gonna target her. Trying to, oh god, we're trying to start a race clean and I do terribly. Okay guys, I'm gonna try to recover a few positions before I keep chatting. Oh god. That wasn't nice of me, but I'm doing my best. It takes quite a bit of effort to race cleanly and to not just like slam into everybody. Which is what I just did to that guy. Sorry, friend. You gotta stay in good terms with AI, you know? Otherwise they do that. Okay. So, now that I have recovered a little bit of positions, I'm feeling a little bit better about my race. Though not the best. And this is where arcade comes in. So at the bottom of my screen you'll see that I have a couple of challenges that the game has given me. I can do 2 collision-free laps, hit 4 pylons, or increase my standing by 4 positions. And accomplishing these will unlock more challenges that I can do during my race, and it'll give me points towards unlocking those cool cosmetics that I was talking about. So I think 2 collision-free laps are something that I can do. I'm gonna have to be mindful of that as I make an effort to pass this guy. Oh, I just ruined it. Okay. It's difficult to race cleanly. It takes just as much effort as like paying attention to your racing line, you know? So I'd be curious to hear from the chat, the people that have bought Karting Superstars and have started to play it and enjoy it. What do you enjoy about it so far? What are some of the things that you've done that you're enjoying doing and that you would like to do more of? Thank you, Higher Playing Games, for confirming that you can hear the music. Creeper, Racer, hi bro. Play online? No, not right now. Maybe later. Right now I want to showcase this game mode for you. And finish this tournament. Okay. Thank you for monthly online races. That could be fun. Do you mean like tournaments or what do you mean? Okay, so this track is Centrifuge, and it's one of my favorite new tracks. It makes me feel like I'm racing somewhere tropical. It's in the south of Mexico, which is where I'm from. Not from the south of Mexico, but from Mexico. But I love the south of Mexico where it's warm. Oh man. See, I told you that I was being ambitious by playing in Pro-Am. Nice, Cassie. I'm glad that you're enjoying playing Super Cups with some friends. That's awesome. Hi, Mom. My mom is in the chat. Nice. She's saying a phrase that I grew up with. It's a phrase that I read on an essay that my dad wrote about his dad. And this is something very meaningful that my dad, that I carry as a philosophy that my dad passed on to me. And he says, race all of the races. And to me, what that has meant is show up for every opportunity, compete, and do your best. Even if your best is marginally better than what you did yesterday, show up and do your best. And what that means to me, for example, in the context of this game and playing right now, it just means that I could, I didn't qualify great. I could back out, I could quit. I could say, nah, I'm gonna restart. And ultimately what that's saying is I can't start unless the result is perfect. I can't start something unless I win. And what I've learned with time is that you can't win or do anything well when you start with that philosophy, right? It's perfectionism. You have to start. You have to finish the lap that started poorly, because by committing to that process is how you learn to get better. And so that's what what she said on the chat, that's what it means to me. And it's applicable philosophy just in general, but I think I keep that in mind a lot when making the racing games that we've been making and facing the challenges that we face. Let me know in the chat if that resonates with you. Currently I'm too focused on racing, I'm not even looking at the challenges. Okay, increase standing by 4. I don't know how achievable that's gonna be within the time that I have. But I can try to hit pylons. No! See, I am terrible at catching and hitting things. It is not, that's not my skill. I'm good at talking, I'm good at connecting with people. I am not good at hitting pylons or catching stuff that is thrown at me. Okay guys, I think after this race I'm gonna... No, because this is only a second race. Once I finish the tournament, I'm gonna go back and change the difficulty, because if I didn't do that, I would be countering the whole thing I just told you about sticking to the challenge and working through the things that are difficult, so I'm not gonna do that. Nice. Okay, so I accumulated some points. The unlock that I'm gonna get is the sweet visor that I actually really want. I love pink stuff, as you can tell. I'm rocking my 80s outfit. Okay, wish me luck, you guys. I'm gonna focus on doing my best here. No, come on, that's okay. At least it wasn't 9. Oh. Alberto! Why did you make the AI so difficult? Oh, hi, Creeper Racer. Is Tony your cousin? That's amazing. He's lovely. He's an amazing person and has been a great supporter of Original Fire games. I'm tremendously grateful to have met him. Okay, let's do this. Oh no, it's just, my god. A clean start in karting is so difficult. How do they do it in real life? Sometimes I would see my brothers launch themselves into a race and I feel like, how are there no accidents most of the time? How is it rare? Excuse me, yes. Okay, no collision laps will be quite difficult, but I can accomplish penalty-free laps if I don't get pushed into a terrible circumstance. Oh god, oh sorry. Okay, that person, we're gonna have a conversation after we're done. For those that have played Circuit Superstars and Karting Superstars, I'm wondering if you have a nemesis AI. Is there a character that has been difficult to race against or that constantly beats you? Oh! Nice. Oh god, terrible mistake, no. And it's haunting me. Oh, come on. No. Deep breaths. I'm not super proud. I'm not super proud. Hi Spencer, the star next to my name means that I'm a game developer. So if I show up in an online lobby, it's a way to say, hi, I'm a dev playing with you. Yeah. Oh, Marta da Silva. That was disappointing, you guys. I'm gonna try again, but I am feeling like doing a little bit of time trials to practice. So let's go to centrifuge full, and I'm gonna battle whoever is ahead of me, who yesterday was Ashtop Vince. They're on number 75. I was challenging them. Oh, my dad is just under me. And okay, I'm gonna try to beat that time. And I'm gonna take a second to look at your chat. Thank you for watching and tuning in, you guys. Okay, let's do some time trials with my Pepto-Bismol looking cart. Okay. I love time trials because they calm me down. It's a kind of game mode that I feel you can just kind of tune out while being very intensely focused on doing something. Do you guys relate? You know, we released a demo for the first time for Karting Superstars because we didn't do that for Circuit, and it was a great experience to learn from that. This Karting Superstars is the first time that we published a game ourselves, Original Fire. Before we obviously worked with a publisher, and yeah, it's a learning experience. You know, there's a lot of science to releasing a game properly and enhancing its discoverability and awareness and people's awareness of it. It is a lot of effort to let people know about what you've made. And we made the demo because you know, we have the experience of once people grab the controller of Circuit Superstars or Karting Superstars, they like it. They enjoy it, they get hooked, they do a couple of laps. And so we felt that the demo was an efficient way to invite people to just kind of like get a taste of what the game is about. Because racing games are interesting, right? Like a lot of the racing games that are very popular have a ton of content, like lots of single player content and like storytelling and stuff like that. For us being such a small team, we kind of make a toy that you guys can take and do what you want with it. We don't have the bandwidth to create as much yet. We don't have bandwidth yet to create as much of a storyline or single player experience. And so it's in many ways our games rely on just how much fun it is at its core, like how much fun you have simply doing this. And of course we want to grow and we want to make games that have a lot more content to offer. We have strong inclinations towards narrative design in the studio, and we would love to build a story layer to the game. It's just something that requires bandwidth, and bandwidth requires time, and time requires funding. So it's quite the interesting puzzle to solve. One feature idea that never made it into Circuit Superstars but that we were excited about exploring was the idea of having your driver have a career mode basically, and we would tell the story of your career via a magazine system. So you would race your weekend, you would get your results, and then we wanted to develop a system that created a magazine cover saying Blingwolf takes the lead on the tournament, or something like that, and it would have automatically generated this like magazine cover with a picture of my driver in an interview or at the podium or something like that. And we're very excited about that idea. We didn't even scope it out because it seemed unfathomably out of scope for what we were doing at the time. But yeah, that's kind of along the lines of what we'd long to do in the future. Oh, that was terrible. I don't think that I can quit this game mode right now without getting this person's time beaten, but not that much faster, but definitely faster. Oh, here we go. I can do this, right? Oh. I was saying yesterday on another live stream that ghosts are a very meaningful experience for me because this is what I grew up doing. I loved to learn how to play Mario Kart well by racing versus my brother's ghosts. And there was one point, I lived in England for a little while when I was 18 years old. And for a little while Charlie was there too because he was racing in England, and then he left, went back to Mexico, and I stayed there alone. And I bought a GameCube, and I bought Wave Race for it, and Mario Kart. And then my brothers visited and we played, and they left some ghosts there. And then I proceeded to pass, I think, some of the loneliest months of my life without my family and living in, on the other side of the world, in a very small city, Oxford. And racing against the ghosts of my siblings was a comforting thing that felt like home for a little while. And I'm sure that, everybody has their own story about how games accompany them in their solitude. I think that's why they're quite beautiful to make. 'Cause you never know who's going to appreciate what you built and at what point in their life they appreciated it. Okay, I'm gonna do one more lap, and if I can't beat this person's time, then Jay Ildert, you are my nemesis, and I will come back for you. So while I do this, I wanted to give a couple of shout outs. Okay, one more lap. I wanted to give a shout out to Grade Finder, my friend Tom. He has been an incredible supporter of Original Fire Games and Karting Superstars, and they are a website where you can find a bunch of different sim racing leagues, and they've just added Karting Superstars to their platform. So if you're interested in creating a league or organizing something, you can go there and do it. I also want to give a shout out to one of my dearest community members of Circuit Superstars, Dremet, who created a website called the CSUP app, and it's the place where you can go and get organized to race with friends for Circuit Superstars. So it's nice to see the awareness and competitive scene of Circuit and Karting Superstars growing. I personally hope, Tom was asking me what should we name the community group in Grid Finder, and I said Racing Superstars, because my ideal scenario involves us making a bunch of different games in the Superstars franchise, like Rally Superstars, maybe even Stock Car Superstars, Motocross Superstars, who knows? We love racing. MotoGP Superstars? I don't know how much our community would vibe with two-wheel vehicles, but we'll see. Water Bikes Superstars, I think, is my favorite project in mind, but we'll see. Okay, I'm gonna leave it here and head back and look at the chat. Oh, that was fun. I'm a little bit disappointed that I could never beat that time. Higher plane games. I'm just gonna answer some questions. You asked me what's been the biggest challenge self-publishing so far, and what, apart from buying the game, can the community do to help PR-wise? That's a lovely question. The biggest challenge of self-publishing is, so far, budget and it's knowing what is the right thing to do with the resources and time available to you. Like, what is the most effective use of my time? What is the most effective use of the outreach that I can do? What is the most effective use of the relationships I've built? It's been that, because I feel like it's a difficult situation to be in, because we have to do it well, and we haven't done it before. So what happens when you're in that situation is that you can imagine and create expectations of what things should look like, what success looks like, what's successful. When have I been successful at doing streamer outreach? When have I been successful at setting up my Steam store page? And when have I been successful at setting myself up for tremendous discoverability? There's no, because this is our first time doing it, we only have statistics, and we do a lot of reading on game discoverability. We try to learn as much as we can. There's SteamDB. You can learn a lot by analyzing the games industry. It's just different doing it for the first time with your own title, right? Because in the end, every game is different. Every developer's experience is different, and so it's really something that you have to just kind of stay open to what the facts are, and be very careful of how, if you're feeling disappointed, just kind of like dissecting that disappointing and being like, where did I have expectations that had no foundation? Where did I have stealth expectations that have no basis for them to be there, right? Because sometimes you might feel disappointed, and then it's like, what was the idea of success that you had, and you have nothing to point to. And so for us, this has been a very experimental time, and we've been learning a lot. So that has been the challenge. And then in terms of what the community can do, spreading the word, like really spreading the word, telling your friends. If you like the game, reviewing on Steam is extremely meaningful to us, and sharing with your friends, creating content, hashtagging us, tagging the game. That is the biggest thing. Just kind of spreading awareness and letting people know that you've played something cool that they might enjoy. One of the reasons that we've been quite excited about Karting Superstars is that I personally love Circuit, of course, so much. I definitely noticed how for a lot of people there was a barrier of entry given the top-down camera. So I've been curious about how Karting Superstars could be different in that regard, because it's not something that you have to learn. It's a third-person camera. Almost everybody has played Mario Kart or a kart racing game, and so I've been curious about how that can aid the picking up of the game by the community. Thank you for the question. Rally Superstars confirmed. Yes, I'd love to. Oh my god, shopping trolley Superstars? I think we have to game jam that. Why not? I think that would be pretty fun. Crimson, my cat's name is not Pichino, he's Bruce. Bruce Wayne. I got him when he was this big, and his name was Bruce. It was really funny. And it's still funny, but now he actually looks like a Bruce. SPR Racing, SP Racing, sorry, are you guys planning on adding KZ or GT2 carts to the game? I'm not sure. We definitely want to consider adding some variety. The direction of that is not clear yet, but a lot of people have brought that up on our Discord. We have a suggestions forum where you can share ideas for what you'd like to see in the game, and definitely different types of carts is something that has come up. People want to see shifter racing, so we'll see, something that we can definitely consider. Okay, I'm gonna go in and do another cartcade. another arcade tournament because I didn't feel good about how that was left. And I want to unlock something. Okay, I'm gonna be humble, go pro-am. Nothing wrong with getting better. Nothing wrong with the process of getting good. Okay, I am in centrifuge, which we're doing the layout that I was not practicing just now, so life be like that sometimes. What is that different curve to take in reverse? Not bad. What are the biggest lessons OFG learned from CSUP that we are applying to KSUP? Great question, Crimson. Let me think while I race. One thing we learned that inspired Kartcade mode is that once we had some statistics running on to read what people play, we learned, to our surprise, very late in Circuit Superstars life, that most people that play our game play single player content. The Grand Prix mode is the most played game mode. And so, of course, you know, we wanted to nourish multiplayer experiences, and you guys know how hard we've worked towards improving the netcode experience, and you know, we want to add an spectator as soon as we can. Like, we want to have a competitive online community racing, God. And but it really did surprise us that Jesus, oh God, talking and playing. We remained unaware that a lot of people played single player, and that's a game move that gave the game a lot of like kind of unseen longevity. So we learned that, and that kind of inspired us to work on a game mode that we feel that we can refresh, like arcade, by adding more content to it. And oh wow, that was revenge mode. Oh my god, I did not intend to do that. Man, I'm telling you, this AI, they're respectful, but also kind of not sometimes. Trying to do my best to not collide, but it's difficult to race so cleanly. So that was one lesson. Another lesson was jeez, oh, that's not nice. Oh. We learned from Circuit that we are very good at doing what we do when we can focus. When we can decide very deliberately what we're going to focus on and challenge our team energy into accomplishing something specific. Scattered efforts, it's not like they break our team, but they we're more prone to make mistakes or to lose sight of quality when we're not able to pour that focus all together. Nico, that's a great question. Do you remember the feeling when, after coding and coding, the cars finally wrote out controlled by your inputs for the first time? I can't answer that question myself. That is an answer for Alberto, who I don't know if he's in the chat, but if he were, I would encourage him to answer. Because I think that is that was for Circuit Superstars. That was an experience that happened in my childhood bedroom, which became my brother's office. Yeah, I remember hearing about it, how excited he was about the car controller that him and Charlie had brainstormed and crafted. But it's been, I think what I can say, it's that it has been a process of rediscovery over and over. Like the physics of Circuit Superstars currently were completely remade several times over the course of the development and the years. In the case of Karting Superstars, I remember perfectly when it was going to be a top-down game, and I came over to my brother's place one evening for dinner, and he had been working all weekend on the physics and exploration of Karting Superstars, and he had a prototype of the camera behind the cart, and he gave me the controller and I played it, and I was mind blown because so instantly I was having so much fun, and it felt so familiar but so challenging. Like it had the familiarity of like, this is this has a taste of C-Sub, but it is so different. It felt so novel and engaging, and that was a great feeling of like, because some people have said like, oh, it's just a copy paste of Circuit Superstars, and well, first of all, that hurts because there's a lot of work that goes unnoticed, but that the team worked tremendously hard on. But the thing is that yes, we leveraged our technology. Of course we do. Every game studio should do that. But we had the same, the reason that those comments are difficult is that we are insecure about that, right? We're like, okay, how do we distinguish? Even for Circuit Superstars too. Some of the questions that we get asked by potential publishers are, how is it different? How is it different? How is it different? Because to market a game to the same people that bought it originally, it has to offer something new, of substance. And for me, getting the controller that time and starting to race Karting Superstars felt very much like, oh, I see, like, Karting Superstars? Did I say Circuit? I'm tuning out because I'm racing. But holding the controller and feeling Karting Superstars for the first time felt very much like, okay, this game has an identity that we can start building on. And I've been super proud of how it evolved from that day onwards. So my problem with Kartcade right now is that Pro-Am is a little bit too easy, and Pro was super punishing, but I think it's perhaps I wasn't paying too much attention. So I'm talking to y'all guys. Siggy, you were skeptical about the game until the demo. I'm glad you played it. What tell me about your experience playing the demo and what did you enjoy about it? Thank you, Alberto. Yeah, I love my kart. It's Dark Barbie. Okay, so since my brother is now in the chat, I will let him answer the questions. And I'm gonna focus on absolutely destroying these people. No, destroy is not the right word. Being the best. How happy, this is a great question, how happy are you with what K-Sub has become in such short time in development? Personally, and I think I speak for the team in general, I'm very, very happy. I'm having so much fun with the game, and as soon as we released the demo and people, especially, you know, the reception of our community was important to us, because of course we wanted you to be interested in this game. We wanted the people that loved Circuit Superstars to also come, and we know that because it's first person, it would appeal to a different audience potentially, and so. As soon as we released the demo and people and members of our community were playing it and getting their hands on it and giving us feedback, it was so great to hear that they were liking it, that they were having fun, that that they were feeling the way in the taste of Circuit in it, but how very much it stood on its own as its own experience. So I am personally extremely proud and very happy, and I see so much potential, and I hope that we can catalyze it. Oh. Oh no. Oh, lame. No, Frida. No. Woo! Fun. So that was a tournament. Nice. I unlocked the bow celebrations. Very respectful. 969 points. Not bad at all. Well played, Frida. Well played, Kanda. I love the podium. It's so cozy. Okay, friends. Well, thank you for joining me for this stream. Let me get back to you seeing me fully. It has been such a joy to chat with you today and show you Karting Superstars. I hope that if you haven't bought it, that you check it out. That if you've played it and enjoyed it, that you leave us a review. That you share it with your friends if you're having fun. That you join our Discord if you want to meet other friends to play with or ask questions or share ideas. It is a pleasure to develop games for you guys, and it fills our hearts to hear that you enjoy them and like them. So join us on this journey of early access. Let's make this game the best it can be. I'm gonna look at questions, and if there's nothing else, we will pop out. I think that's it. Okay, everybody.